Mary, Mary, we're live now. Oh my
Oh
God.
God, we're live. We're
Are you
live.
enjoying that too much? Everyone was enjoying that. Bit of
I love
music,
the
bit of
music.
jiving.
Loved it. Well, good morning, everyone, and
Morning.
welcome to Caffeine and Campaigns, our slightly chaotic Friday morning marketing chat.
Absolutely. So this is where we are going to take one topic. We will, knowing us, will probably overthink it and we'll probably disagree at least once.
Absolutely. But first, time for a couple of introductions. He is Kris, the man behind KB and the Breyer Group marketing leader, marketing CEO of the year 2026, not to blow our own trumpets. And he is someone that can turn a single innocent marketing question into a full strategic debrief. So brace yourselves, viewers.
Blimey. Oh my God, Mary. All right. Well, thank you very much for that. That better give you a very similar introduction.
Please do.
Mary is our integrated marketing program manager, which means bugger all to everyone else, but does actually mean something to me. She's got a background across, well, where do you start? Marketing, product, customer experience, which means that, well, she could probably spot a dodgy idea before even clicking present on the slide deck.
Yes, exactly. So don't try me today, Christopher. But anyway, we are here because we thought instead of having these conversations privately, we'd bring them to LinkedIn, to the beautiful people of LinkedIn. And we don't know whether this is going to be career changing, career damaging, but we're here anyway, and you're here. We're ready. So let's commit.
No one even mentioned commercial suicide. It could even be that, Mary. It could
Well,
even
let's
be
hope
that.
not, darling, because I need
Yeah,
a job.
absolutely. Yeah, we all do. Exactly. So right then, this week's topic, it's a bit of a dramatic one. Should we, I don't know, should we try this tech? Should we do a bit of a drum roll, shall
We've
we?
paid for the studio, darling. Let's do it.
Let's use it. Let's use it. Ready? Oh my God, drum roll.
God.
Blimey. That was like, you know that drum timing to Whitney Houston? The like, and
Okay.
okay, now I've lost her. That
Have we
one.
got
That
have
one.
we got Gemini notes on? Let's cut the drum roll
Gemini
for
notes.
next week,
Yeah,
shall we?
Gemini does
Yes.
not need to take notes at this part. But enough about viral
Jemmy,
moments. Let's
Jemmy, are you taking
focus.
notes?
Let's focus. Okay,
Yes.
so
Right. Is SEO dead, or is it just being dramatic again? Because honestly, if you scroll LinkedIn for 5 minutes or YouTube or anywhere, SEO has apparently died about 4 or 5 times before breakfast this morning.
yeah, absolutely it has. And do you know what though? It's still showing up. Businesses are still showing up, businesses are still being found, and yet we're still arguing about it. And do you know what? We argue about it like it's a public service. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. So let's cut through the noise on this. What, Christopher, is actually changing? What's just noise? And what should people just ignore completely?
I love, 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 love this topic. So it really does speak to me. I already have got ideas whirring around in my mind about what we can share, about what we do ourselves, what we do for our customers. So actually thinking about it, we can share things that aren't even just theory, they're practice and what we're doing. So this is a good
Exactly.
topic, good starting point, good starting point.
Exactly. This is what we do every day for our customers as well. So, to ensure this is relevant for everyone, we have asked people who kindly registered to attend this first LinkedIn Live to submit their questions in advance. So, we're going to jump straight into this. We've got our first burning question here. Get the
It's
canister,
burning.
Christopher, it's burning, from our good viewer, Matthew Kerr. Thank you, Matthew,
Good
for your
morning, Matthew.
question.
Thank you for your
Good morning.
question.
So the question is, why does SEO get declared dead every single time Google changes the furniture?
That is a very, very good question to start with. Okay,
Thank
so
you, Matthew.
let's cut to the chase. And I don't want to, build up this podcast to be something where we then only reveal the answer at the very end. We're going to jump in at the deep end, and I'm going to be as blunt as saying SEO really isn't dead. However, there is a caveat to that, and that is that lazy SEO is. And lazy SEO is as literally as it sounds. People who are producing large volumes of content, especially AI generated content, with very little to no relevance to what the users actually want to find, because I think it's right to be posting something. Search is evolving, right? It's not disappearing, so it's definitely not dead. And people, they still need answers. They're just finding them in, I guess, slightly different ways now.
Exactly. We've got to evolve with the way people are searching. So what you're saying really is SEO isn't dead. Crap SEO has just been finally called into HR for a performance review, which
absolutely that, yeah. Performance review for SEO, for
yeah,
crap
exactly.
SEO.
So Talk to us then, what has genuinely changed and what should our dear viewers, what should marketers, business owners, and people who are trying to grow online actually pay attention to?
I just realised that's not a question from a viewer. That's something you've asked. That's a pretty good question. I wasn't expecting that. Okay,
I've been
okay.
online since 7 o'clock this morning, Christopher. I'm
Absolutely.
fully tuned in and tuned
You're
on.
fully tuned into this. You've done well. Okay, well, search results, I would say, what's the good word to use? They're more layered now. They're not, it's not just about let's have 10 blue links, right? That part has definitely died.
Yeah.
But there are some big words here to use. Let's see. I would say definitely authority. And the second one I would say is intent. Those are our two biggest words that we're going to use.
Okay.
And what I'm referring to here is authority that you have to talk around the subject that you talk around. And the second part then is intent of search intent for users. And I think AI, that bloody recommended, we hear it all the time, AI this, AI that, and I'm not talking about artificial insemination. I'm talking about
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
keeping it clean. Absolutely. We're talking about artificial intelligence, and that is about how it's influencing content and how content is being surfaced. So there's
Yes.
been such a rapid adoption that the way they're searching has completely changed. So you need to now think beyond just rankings, and you need to, I would say, consider visibility more broadly as a whole.
Absolutely. So yeah, things have definitely changed, but you really still cannot skip the basics, can you?
Absolutely not. And I would say, but actually, the basics, to caveat that, they'll only get you so far. And I think that's the challenge here, is that a lot of people depend on the basics to get them to the penultimate place, which is page one of Google. I've said for many years, page two is the best place to hide a dead body on Google, and that makes it even more relevant now than ever before. So yeah, absolutely. The basics, they will
Absolutely.
only get you so far, though.
Okay, moving on to our next question from Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Sarah Collins
Morning.
asks, are we wasting time investing in SEO now AI is answering everything directly?
Do you know what? I hear this probably I would go as far as saying nearly every day now on a call. That is a question or a similar question. And I'm not saying your question's generic, Sarah. I'm saying it's a very good question to ask because it's very topical and top of mind. The short answer
Greens.
is no. Exactly. Well, AI, right? It still needs its sources. All AI is an amalgamation of all the data that is on the internet, all the data that exists out there, all of the information that is available to us to consume. So it still needs its sources. And SEO is how you can become one of these sources in the first place, how you can
Yeah.
be one of these sources of reference. However, click behavior, so the behavior of what we do as visitors, as consumers going on websites, all of this, click behavior as a whole, I would say, is changing, but
Mm,
visibility still matters. And the real shift is going away from that vanity metric. It's a shift from chasing traffic to building authority. So also, I would say, actually, let's add to that. We could say authority, trust, and presence across search, not even just rankings as a whole, I would say. So hopefully that
absolutely.
answers your question, Sarah, but thank you.
It does. It does. And also showing up in the places where people are searching for stuff. It's not just Google anymore, is it? We are
Nope.
going straight to AI. People are searching on TikTok, Instagram. So it's important not to just focus on trying to rank on Google. It's not just that anymore. Anyway, moving
Absolutely.
on to our next question from our wonderful viewer. Daniel Wright has asked, is blogging still worth it? Good one, Dan, because I can personally relate to this. I think I tinkered around with a blog for around, I don't know, 3 weeks at one point, and then it got 11 likes on Instagram or on LinkedIn, and it gave me a nosebleed because I was so stressed about it. But is anybody actually reading that anymore, Chris? Tell
That
us,
is,
enlighten us.
do you know what? That's a lovely, short, punchy question. I do like that one, Dan. So, or Daniel, I should say. Sorry, I shouldn't abbreviate. I know you as Dan, but absolutely, Daniel. So, yes, but I would say only if it answers real questions and it's not just filling space. I think
Mm,
quality and relevance, they matter now more than volume, more than ever before. Blogs really are here to support the buyer journey. They aren't just here to chase traffic. So what we look at doing with our clients is we have tools available to us to look at what that search intent is. What is it that
yes.
people are online actually looking for? Are they looking for I don't know, a website designer in Bristol, or are they actually looking for a marketing agency in Birmingham? And what are the search terms around those key phrases that people are searching for, and how do we then get found? So if the blog's
Exactly.
answering that question, that's how we're going to get that content served.
Yeah, and just going back to the way people are searching, I think we're so much more human with our AI generative tools. We're saying things like, "Oh my God, I've got a campaign due in 2 weeks. Who can help me in Bristol?" It's like,
Yeah,
can you show up when we're searching like that? So
100%.
basically, what we're saying around the blogs is, if your strategy is to make more beige internet content, perhaps stop that. Think outside the box. Think about how people are searching. But what
Yeah,
we also want to do on this, I mean, is it a podcast? Is it a show? We don't really
who
know, but we
knows?
want to give practical advice. So, Kris,
You do.
obviously you've been in the industry for years and years. If you
Too
are a
long.
business owner with a sensible budget, we know we need a budget. Marketing is very expensive. Where should people be starting?
Yeah, exactly. And it's not even just about the expense of the budget. We need to make sure there's a return on that investment. We need to make sure the money is coming back, and you're not just going, oh, yeah, I'm plowing money into SEO, but what's it bringing? And it's making
Exactly.
sure also that you're measuring those right metrics and not just going after a vanity metric. So to answer your question, love a little tangent, sorry there.
I
To
love a
come back,
tangerine.
love a little tangerine. So focus on your core pages first, I would say. That would be my first most important point. Focus on your core pages. Also make sure that your service pages, your location pages, that they are set up and structured correctly. But this, you'll be surprised what we see more and more. The first thing is, make sure your site actually works properly. You will
Hmm.
be amazed how many people come to us with a problem, and we go to help and support them, and we are ourselves are shocked at the mess the site is in, and that it's not set up and structured properly. And they've been paying someone for like 2 years. Oh, I thought they were on top of this. I've had someone working on this for the last 6 months. No, they haven't. There are lots and lots of cowboys out there. And on
Hmm.
that note, I think it's make sure that you work with someone who knows their shit. There's cowboys that are out there that will take your money because they think it's easy money. And unfortunately, the work on SEO, and this is one of our hard parts, is how we show the value, is the work on SEO is very invisible to start with, especially when you've got to report back to
Exactly.
the board. Let's
Yeah.
see the new website. No, 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 we're not talking about a new website. This is metadata. This is under the bonnet. This
The
is everything that's not
foundational
happening.
work.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly, Mary. You got it. So, yeah, I think it's and we need to show that data to roll it up to the board, to the business owner, whoever it might be. You
Of
could be a
course.
small business, SMB, but ultimately we need to look at the results, and we see all sorts of results, and not just isolated, right?
Yeah,
We see consistent results. You hear it, Mary, on the feedback, on the calls with the clients. And I think you were telling me
absolutely.
the other day, what about that client who went from single digits to double digits? Wasn't it like
Exactly. Talk to us a little
yeah.
bit about that. We need a use case in here. Give
Yeah,
us
let's
some
do that.
examples.
Okay. So they went from their uplift, they had footfall uplift from single digits. So they were mid single digits, and they went into the late double digit 20s to
Mm,
the early double digit 30s, which is really, really good on their percentile footfall increase. So they saw
exactly.
that increase. And that's not just, I would say, just that's a high street business, that's a law firm that saw that increase, but that's really, really significant for them to be able to see that. But that's not an isolated case, is it, Mary? We see that
No.
really often with the clients that we work with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always really interesting. So, just to round up what we're saying here. So, SEO,
Hmm.
it has a direct impact even on footfall as well. So, it's not just B2B, this is right across B2C too.
Yeah.
However, there is a lot of noise around people not really clicking through stuff anymore. Are
Yeah.
we all just reading snippets from Google? What is that all about, KB?
Okay, yeah. Snippets, bane of my existence, but also I've learned to love them. That's the thing. You've
We
got
love
to
a
learn to
snippet.
love them. It's a little bit like Marmite. You love them or you hate them. Now, personally, I
Love.
like to click through on a website still to get the information. A lot of people are doing that. We've seen that in their user behavior,
Mm,
but clicks are more selective now, and I think that there is, if you're in query has or the user's query has strong intent behind it, they will still click through, because most people, if they're looking for a surface answer for research, yeah, sure, they'll read a snippet. If they're
yeah.
looking to buy, they're further down the funnel, they're investigating something much further, That's when people are going to start clicking. They're going to start looking into your products, your services. So it's all about how far in the funnel they are. Yeah, sure, there's going to be loads of surface level people at the top, people who are going to be researching something, take a top level answer, take it from a snippet. Brilliant, got my answer. I can now put that as part of my research piece. But when they start actually getting closer to buying, further around that buying cycle and into that sales cycle, that's when we start to see that people are then clicking through. So I think actually the best way I can frame it is that you need to earn the click and not expect it.
Absolutely.
And that's a real shift in marketing people's mindsets for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot be just churning out AI generated crap and expecting to get the results that are really going to move the needle for your business, which is
Absolutely
actually
not.
very convenient because earning things, be that earning trust or earning a click, is exactly what we're going to be talking about next week. But before
Absolutely.
before we reveal more about that, we're going to do a
Okay.
quick fire round. KB, are you ready for your
No,
quick
because we
fire
didn't plan
round?
for this, but yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's do
So,
it. Quick fire round.
go. Publishing more automatically means better SEO.
No, it doesn't automatically mean better SEO. So I know
Keep
we
it
said
snappy,
quick
keep it
fire.
snappy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to give you a little bit more information
Go
on
on
that.
then.
It doesn't automatically mean better SEO. You need to make sure you've got really, really good search intent and that you've made an informed decision around why you're supporting that. You're building out content to support that search term and also to support the intent of that user and having authority to talk
Absolutely.
around that topic.
Authority and intent. Here it comes again. Next
Mm-hmm.
quick fire question. AI content will rank just because it's AI? Question
No,
mark.
no, 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 no. And do you know what? There's three pieces to this circle. There's AI, there's the output, and there's human intervention. And what happens is AI generates the output and it stops there. And that line coming across to human intervention is not happening. It still needs to be reviewed by a human. Get AI to do heavy lifting, sure, absolutely, but use it to make sure a human is actually analyzing it. You're not putting ridiculous common phrases in there like underscoring or it's in this
Fostering
vast digital
engagement.
landscape. Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
God.
It underpins this. No, and no one wants to read that. It's dry waffle and you'll get a really high bounce rate, or if you get the traffic to your site at all.
Exactly.
So my short
Exactly.
answer is no, definitely not.
Exactly. Show me an M dash. I'm not reading your trashy site. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so if someone has nailed understanding current current user search intent, the rest sorts itself out, would you say?
Yeah, I would say that you need to understand the user search intent, but it's not just as simple as that. You need to then look at how the site is structured, making sure the site is structured correctly to show that you have authority to talk around that topic.
You've got
Understanding the
no
user.
authority here, Jackie Weaver.
Oh my God, there you go. Back to the pandemic. There's a rewind to 2019. She had no authority at all. And I love how viral that went. That was a great piece. That was a great piece. But
Maybe I was
coming back to
stuck
the
in
question,
2019. Sorry.
yeah, back to the question. We're both as bad as each other, honestly.
I know.
Why I chose both of us to do this, I don't know. But yeah, if you've nailed the understanding of the user's search intent, that's only one piece of the puzzle, and there's still more work to be done. It's not just like, okay, I know what this is, and I can generally produce content in and around this. There's a lot of structuring work, and as Mary mentioned earlier, there's foundational work to be done under the scenes. So absolutely, it's not. There's more to it than just that.
Absolutely. Okay, then. So moving into our final verdict. All right, then. Final. Is SEO dead? Kris, answer it.
No, but bad SEO is struggling. So good SEO is very, very, very much alive. But understanding that and what you need to do is that's just really, it separates a lot of digital marketing agencies apart. There are those that still talk about keywords. And if you hear that, it should be ringing alarm bells to you because they don't know what they're talking about. They're not on the cutting edge of search. And I'm being really bold and brazen to come on LinkedIn to say that because I could get very publicly bashed by people because it's an unpopular opinion, because it means that people aren't ahead of the curve. They're not, there are agencies out there that aren't really serving their customers as well as they could do. So really, if you hear people talking about keywords, be alarmed by that. But no, SEO is not dying, but bad
Yeah.
SEO definitely is.
It has expanded, hasn't it? So SEO isn't dead then, it's just lost patience with utter nonsense that we see.
Utter nonsense.
Utter
Yeah.
nonsense. All right, okay, we need to wrap it up. We are going to leave it there before we spiral any further into the SEO
God,
abyss,
that's gone
quite
quick.
frankly.
We've really done 20 minutes, haven't we? Wow, that's gone so fast. Blink and
Okay,
you miss
so
it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have got thoughts on this, if you agree with us, disagree, or think we're completely wrong or just absolutely insane, drop it in the comments. Or if you've got questions for next week's podcast, is it a podcast? We don't know what it is. Drop it to LinkedIn Live at kb.co.uk.
Absolutely. I've dropped that up on the screen so you can see that email address. Next week, though, we are going to be talking about, and the questions that you need to send it in for, we're going to be talking about trust and trust signaling, how people trust people more than they trust logos. So that's going to be a really, really interesting discussion. I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. So that's LinkedIn Live at kb.co.uk. And you know what, Christopher? Just to incentivize the viewers there, why don't we do a bit of a prize draw? So for every question received, how about we pick one person at random and send them a £25 Amazon gift card? What do you reckon? Come on, boss.
I reckon we can take that out your salary.
Sorry, could somebody just hit the router? I think something's buffering.
Mary's left the conversation. Yeah, great. Go on, let's do it. It's a great idea. Okay. I said, right, let's get the questions coming in. Let's do it. And I think, do you know what, Mary? That is a great idea. Let's do it.
Amazing. All right, let's leave and do what we do best then, because we are obviously an agency. We are back to back to back. We've got to go and work very hard for our beautiful clients. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Well, you say we've got to go and do what's best for us. What's that? We can like do my normal thing where I talk on Teams for 30 seconds before I realize I'm still on mute.
That's right.
Is that what I do best?
Exactly. Or rename a slide deck and call it Momentum. But yes, thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you next week on the next Caffeine and Campaigns. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, everyone. And you can see on the next week with the podcast up in the corner, you can see that there is a QR code. We're looking forward to seeing you there. We have just published next week's episode. So if you could please join us, share it with your friends, your colleagues, tag anyone in the comments.
Anyone,
really, really appreciate it. Yeah, anyone. We're desperate. No, I'm joking. We're not really.
Desperate for views.
But we're really, really looking forward to seeing everyone next week. Something new. We hope you've enjoyed it. You hope you found it fun. So thank you very much. Goodbye for now. And we look forward to seeing you next week. And it's going to be on Friday the 17th. Same time, 10 a.m. Goodbye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.